All right. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everybody. Welcome to this week's flow. Today, we're going to meditate on the seeds that we've been planting the past couple of months now that we've been here together in honor of spring, the spring equinox this upcoming week, and the warmth that is starting to grace us, at least on the East Coast. So we're going to start in a child's pose, preferably if it's comfortable for you, with the legs together, feet together, and the torso over the thighs. And if you don't feel comfortable having your forehead on the earth, you can put a block under your forehead. Or something I've been really enjoying lately is bringing the blocks underneath the shoulders at either the lowest or the highest level. There's just a little kickstand for the front of the shoulders to make it easier for the arms to relax back with the tops of the palms on the earth, and the forehead gently can rest on the earth. And it just creates a little less pressure on the neck and the forehead. And so I'll give you a few moments to find your most supported child's pose. And if that means spreading the knees out and letting the torso fall between the legs instead of on tops of the thighs, or having the arms stretched out in front of you, or in like a cactus pose and the arms, that's totally beautiful. Do what serves you. I'm even going to place my hands kind of under my bum, in between my ankles and my bum, and just apply a little pressure there on the hands, the palms of the hands, to give them access to releasing and relaxing into this posture as well. Just a gentle pressing of the tops of the feet into the earth, just feeling what that does to the quads, elongating the spine a little bit. So when you activate the legs, you activate the lower belly and the lower back, and provide a little more space for the spine to lengthen. Once you get into your little seed ball pod pose, allow your breath to become your focus. Just noticing how it flows, without any pressure for it to change or need to control it, or really any thoughts about it at all. Just witnessing the inhale and the exhale. And feel the inhale expanding in your body. Where do you feel it? What does it feel like? And then the exhale. Is it slow? Is it fast? Is it steady? Do you feel it on the mat ricocheting back into your face? As you notice the breath, has it started to change without any pressure or thought in its change, just naturally? So the next time you exhale, bring your attention to your shoulders and see if you can allow that exhale to let your shoulders exhale as well, releasing deeper into the earth or the blocks. Feeling the breath on your thighs as your belly and chest expand with the inhale. And exhaling, letting those arms release, shoulders let go. Notice if your tailbone is getting any closer to your heels as you exhale. Just gently scanning the body with each breath and inviting release. Letting your body learn how to recognize when it's safe to be soft. And if it feels good, maybe invite in a gentle massage of the forehead, the third eye, on the mat by rocking your head from side to side. I like to imagine the point of my chin is the paintbrush. I'm painting a half circle from one side to the other side of the mat. And if it doesn't feel supportive for your neck or spine to be rocking your head from side to side, don't do it. There's no pressure to do anything I say here. And as you're doing this, I invite you to identify one goal that you set for yourself at the start of this program, the start of this year, and meditate on or reflect on how you've been watering it, how you've been nourishing it, how you've been showing up for the process of achieving this goal. And allow the way you show up here in this class today, this flow with your body, be a mirror of how you wish to continue showing up for this goal, this dream, this seed you've planted. Whether that's a personal goal, emotionally, physically, or mentally, or perhaps a goal related to your creativity, your craft, or your vocation, your career. Take a few more breaths here, just breathing into that and identifying that intention. Slow as your breath begins to expand and your body sinks in a little. If you have blocks underneath, maybe you want to play with moving them for the last few breaths here, just feeling that extra sink down in the shoulder. Maybe you appreciate that support there and keep the blocks. Do what is best for you for about 5 more deep breaths, as deep a breath as your body can provide without applying pressure. 3 more. 2 more. One more inhale. And exhale. Next time you inhale, remove the blocks if they aren't already, and drag your fingertips forward, stretching your arms out in front of you, and lift your gaze slightly between your hands. And from here, begin to invite a gentle sway from side to side in the torso, really pressing the tops of your fingertips into the mat, a suction cup, just gently stretching your side body, shoulders, your torso and chest kind of be rubbing on your legs. We're lifting up in the armpits, maybe you rock cheek to cheek from inside the arm to the other while you let your torso rock from left to right. If it feels good, you can begin to lift your torso off your thighs with an inhale and circle over to the other side, kind of creating a circle with the arms without lifting the hands, and allowing the neck and torso to be as involved as you desire. Couple breaths, change the direction of your circle. 3 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale. 2, inhale, exhale. 1, inhale, exhale. And as you inhale this time, lift your gaze between your hands and slowly walk your fingertips towards you, tucking your chin until hips are above ankles and shoulders are above hips. And then just breathe into your spine. Notice how you feel. Notice your shoulders, your arms. With an exhale, drop your chin to your chest and just let it dangle there, allowing the shoulders to drop back as much as possible without popping your booty out. So if your booty's popped out, tuck your pelvis and lift up from the floor. 2 more breaths, just gently stretching the neck. One more inhale. Exhale here. And inhale. Slowly lifting your chin, slowly lifting your gaze. And as you do, lift your bum off your hips and lift your hips over your knees. Inhale, lifting your arms up and overhead. Reach, reach, reach your fingertips, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat, activating those legs. And then exhale, cactus arms down the spine, bending the elbows at 90 degrees, tucking the chin as you circle the arms forward. Inhale, lifting them up, up, up. Exhale, cactus arms. tucking the chin as you slowly circle the arms forward and back up. Maybe let your hips come forward a little bit as you lift. Exhale, back arms, doing this lovely little circular flow with your own breath. Few breaths here. If it creates more stability, you can tuck your toes. I like to imagine a grass or a flower growing through the concrete when I do this. I'm breaking through all the crunchiness in my shoulders, my spine, my arms. I don't get to move like this very often. Breaking through the crust. 2 more repetitions. One more inhaling. Really reach, pause, reach those fingertips. And then exhale, cactus arms will lower the heels or the bum back towards the heels. With an inhale, lift the arms up and then exhale, right arm down to the earth, about a foot away from the right hip, and lift that left arm up and overhead. Left palm facing down. Inhale, coming back up for center. Exhaling over to the left. If the floor feels too far away for the left hand, you can put it on the block. And the right palm is facing down. We're pressing into that right hip, tucking our chin in towards the right armpit if it feels okay. Letting those ribs shine up and out. Inhaling, flowing from side to side with your own breath, pausing however long it feels good to pause on each side, moving at your own pace. Next time you wind up with your right palm down and your left one lifted, it feels good. Invite some circles in that. Only if it feels good. Doing that however long you'd like on that side, and then finding circles on the other side. Maybe close your eyes while you do them. Just feel. Couple more breaths right here. When you're ready to come up, we'll bring the torso back up, elongate the spine, and just press the palms out to the side, lifting the fingers up and breathing here. 6, 5, 4. Really pressing. 3, 2, 1. You can release release your arms down and just pause to feel your arms. Pause to feel your side body, your neck, the little movements we've made in the spine so far. And as you're ready with an exhale, bring your torso forward and your palms to the mat, finding a nice tabletop here. So we want wrists and shoulders in alignment with each other, knees and hips, ankles and knees. And the tops of your feet can be resting on the earth, or you can have your toes tucked, whatever feels best for you. We want our fingers spread nice and wide and our pointer fingers parallel with the edges of the mat. And as you're ready with an inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Exhale, curving belly button to spine, chin to chest, pelvis rounds in. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, chest lifts out and up. Exhale, belly button to spine, shoulders down, back, chin to chest. Doing these cat-cows with your own breath for a little while. Moving as slowly or as fast as you like, and if it serves you, you can invite more of a chronic cat-cow, circling the spine, like how we did earlier in the child's pose. Now it's the whole spine, tailbone's involved. The neck can be more involved if you want. You can bend the elbows, straight arms. And play with it here. Couple more breaths. Beautiful. Allow your eyes to close if it feels safe to do so. And the next time you inhale, slowly wiggle your spine back to stillness and pause here, firmly pressing your hands into the earth, allowing your elbows, the elbow crease to shine forward, lifting in and up in the tailbone, letting the crown of the head shine forward as well. Chin is slightly tucked. And the next time you inhale, tuck your toes. You're going to lift your knees, you're going to lift your bum, and you're just going to gently walk your feet forward. So we're not finding a down dog. We're just transitioning to a nice forward fold, and bend your knees nice and deeply, and either let your hands rest on the earth or blocks. You can put your forearms on blocks, or grab opposite elbows and let everything dangle. It might feel nice to sway a little bit with all of the swaying we've been doing, the little movements we've been doing to nurture the body, all the little ways we nurture our intentions, we nurture ourselves to grow towards our goal. All the little seeds in our garden. Three more breaths. Really pressing into the inner arches of the feet and lifting in and up from the inner thighs, the inner calves, just to keep legs active evenly. And the next time you exhale, release your elbows if you're holding them. Bend deeply into the knees, tuck the chin, and as slowly as you can, roll up to stand, vertebra by Taking your time. When the hips are over the feet and the shoulders are over the hips, then the chin can rise a little bit. Let your arms dangle and just feel what it's like to be standing firmly. Feel your feet pressing into the earth and the support of the earth underneath them. Feel your knees slightly bent. All the muscles in your thighs supporting you. Bring one hand to the front of your lower belly and the other to your tailbone. And just tilt your tailbone out and back. And then with an inhale, circle the pelvis back in and up and press into the legs and lengthen there. You can do it a couple of times if it feels good, just to be really in tune with your pelvis and your hips. And with an inhale, lifting the shoulders up to your ears, and an exhale, circling them down, and just doing that a few times. Mine are super crunchy today. How do your shoulders feel? Do they feel supported by your spine, by your hips, by your pelvis, by your legs and feet? And the next time you inhale, circle your arms up. Reach, reach, reach your fingers. Maybe press your hips forward. And then exhale, swan dive down, hinging at the hips. Arms out wide until they land on the earth or blocks. And inhale, lift it up to flat back, fingertips to earth, shins or thighs. Exhale, lower down, bending your knees, planting your palms, and stepping that left foot back for a lunge. We're going to lower the left knee. Left toes can be tucked or untucked, and with an inhale, circle your arms forward and up, and just while scissoring the legs together, pressing into that front heel, lift up in the arms. Active pinkies, active thumbs, active pointer finger. Breathing here. Lifting in and up with the pelvis, just like we were doing while standing. Maybe you have to lean a little bit out of the posture, lifting up in the pelvis to circle it forward and then let it drop again. You can play with that. Next time you exhale, bend the elbows, cactus, arms down the spine, and then inhale, circling them forward. Finding that little flow again with the arms. With your own breath, circling them forward and up. Exhale, bending the elbows down the spine. Checking to make sure that front ankle and knee are in alignment with each other. One more big circle forward, up, bending the elbows, bringing the fingertips to frame that front foot with an inhale, tucking the back toes if they aren't already, lifting the knee. You're going to plant both palms, step back to either a plank or a tabletop, depending on how your body feels today. And with an exhale, either lower all the way down or lower down knees, chest, chin, keeping those elbows bent in towards the torso, planting the tops of the feet on the earth. And with an inhale, lifting up to a little baby cobra. So those legs are active, the feet are active. And we're putting as little weight in our hands as possible. So maybe even play with lifting them up. And then exhale, lowering your torso down, tucking the toes, planting the hands, lifting up through bent knees and finding a gentle down dog, keeping the knees nice and bent. Maybe taking it for a little walk here. Paying attention to the pinkies of our toes. The more active they are, the easier it is to elongate the legs and keep the hips square. We're pressing into our palms, especially between the pointer and thumb. Chin is nice and tucked in. And then the next time you inhale, begin to bend your knees, look forward, and walk forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat yet again. We want our feet to be hips distance apart, so you can measure that by bringing two fists in between the feet, arch to arch, bending the knees and finding a nice forward fold here. Maybe you do what you did last time, or maybe you find a different expression of the posture. You'll just be here for 3 breaths, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. This time as you inhale, press the fingertips into the earth or your shins or your thighs and lift to a flat back. Exhale, lowering the spine, and then inhale, tucking the chin, ragdoll arms slowly rise up to stand. Chin is the last to come up, and as you lift up, circle your arms forward. Reach the fingertips up, up, up. If the shoulders come up towards the ears, that's beautiful. And then exhale, bending the knees, hinging at the hips, arms out wide like a bird. Swan dive down to a forward fold, and inhale, lifting up to a flat back. Exhale, lower, planting the palms and stepping that right foot back for a low lunge, lowering the back knee, tucking or untucking the back toes. Just make sure that that foot is active. Check the front knee and ankle, and then circle the arms up. The goal is to have the arms in line with the ears, but if that doesn't work for you, that's okay. Your gaze can be towards the floor, the wall, the top corner of the room, or maybe you're able to lift your gaze up between your hands. Whatever you're doing, the fingers are active, the arms are active. We're pressing into that front heel and the top of the back foot to help scissor the legs together and create a lift up and out of the pelvis. And we're breathing here. Next time you exhale, cactus arms down the spine and invite in that lovely little circular flow in the arms. Two more, circle forward, up, back. One more, forward, up, and down the spine. So the arms come forward. We plant the palms, step that left foot back to either a plank or a tabletop. And with an exhale, lowering knees, chest, chin, or all the way down. As you inhale, pressing the palms into the earth, bringing the pelvis down, lifting up for a cobra. And maybe this time you press a little more firmly into the hands and the arms lengthen a little bit. Exhale, lowering down. I'll find a cobra again. Inhaling, lifting up. pressing the tops of the feet into the mat so the legs are nice and active. Exhale, lowering. One more. Inhale, lifting up for a cobra. And then exhale, bend or lifting the hips up off the earth, tucking the toes, lifting the bum up, shining that tailbone up, and working towards straightening the legs. It may or may not work out for you today, and that's okay. Taking a couple of breaths here in this down dog. We want our feet to be about hips distance apart and our hands shoulder distance. We're lifting up out of those hands, out of the arms, out of the shoulders. With an inhale, bending into your knees and either step or hop forward for a forward fold at the front of your mat. And here, placing your left palm in front of your face on the mat, bending into your left knee, and lift your right arm up and out, opening out to the right of the room, feeling the stretch in the right hamstring and the twist, the spine. And exhale, switching sides, right palm into the earth, right knee bends, left arm lifts. Pressing into the heels, especially the left one. And exhale, finding a little flow here with your own breath at your own pace. If it feels really intense to have your palms on the earth, you can be on your fingertips, or you can have block underneath your hand at any level. Beautiful. One more time on each side, taking your time. There's no rush. We all grow at our own pace. The next time you find yourself lowering that left arm down, dangle there for a moment. And if you have the space, maybe you grab your big toe with your pointer, middle, and thumb finger, and you press your thumbs into the earth and work your torso towards your thighs. Your knees are gently bent here. If you reach your torso to thighs with ease, you can press your thumbs into the mat and bring your elbows out wide and work towards lengthening even further down. You can also ignore everything I'm saying and just be in a gentle forward fold. The next time you inhale, release the toes if you've got them and lift to a flat back. Exhale, lowering your torso down, and with an inhale, rounding up to stand. When you get up there, lifting the arms up and overhead, and grabbing your right wrist with your left hand, allowing your hips to lean out towards the right, finding a stretch on that left side or right side body. Inhale, coming through center, grabbing the opposite wrist, hips out to the other side. Inhale, lifting up, palms come together, pointer finger and thumb pointing up. The rest are clasped, lifting, hips pushing out. And exhale, circle the arms down the back, arms out wide, hinging forward into a forward fold. Pressing fingertips into the earth or the shins or the thighs, lifting up to a flat back. Exhale, stepping that left foot back and having your blocks handy, already framing them. You can lower the back knee and then inhale, circle the arms up. You're going to take your left elbow and bend it and bring the left palm to the back in between the shoulders. And then bring the right hand on top of that left elbow and just hold it here. Chin is slightly tucked. Lower ribs are in, pressing in, active abs so that the upper body and everything isn't just protruding out. Pressing into the thighs, scissoring them together. Here for 2 more breaths, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Slowly unravel the arms, bend the elbows down the spine, cactus arms, and then instead of circling all the way forward, bring your hands to your blocks at either the medium or the highest level. Inhale, lifting into the chest, pressing into the palms, and then exhale, work towards straightening that right leg. A nice gentle Janu here. And if you feel like it, keeping that right leg, right foot flexed, you can invite a little sway of the hips from side to side, letting your toes go from side to side. Something we've done in the class before. It helps to stretch all the hamstrings. That right knee can be nice and bent. The next time you inhale, bend into your front knee again and circle the right arm up, back, and paint the horizon forward. Just with your breath, circling that right arm, pressing the left palm into the block or the earth if you have the space. But I really invite you to use the block to create more space for your body, to support your body, so that we're not forcing ourselves to grow and expand at a pace that isn't natural for us. One more nice big circle here. As you exhale, bring that right hand to the block. You're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and just kind of rock a little bit before stepping that left foot forward and finding another foot. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling, lowering spine. And then inhale, lifting up slowly, slowly, slowly. And when your shoulders are above your hips, begin to lift your right knee up into your chest, clasping your hands around the shin and hugging it in, and maybe inviting some gentle circles of the ankle here. Keeping that right knee bent into your chest, bringing your hands to the hips, finding a spot on the floor to focus on, and with an exhale, begin to hinge your torso forward and kick that right leg back, finding an airplane here or a warrior 3 variation. The left knee can be as bent as it needs to be. The right toes are pointed down and the foot is flexed or pointed, whatever works for you. And with an exhale, as gently as you can, begin to bend into that left knee and place the right foot back into a low lunge. You can lower the knee here. And inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, circling them around. You're going to bring that left hand to a block on the inside of your left foot. You're going to kickstand your right leg around towards the other side of the mat. Yeah, beautiful. And with an inhale, lengthen that right arm up. Oh, okay. Put your other arm Yeah. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, threading the right arm under the left thigh. Exhale, thread. Inhale. And this time, as you exhale, bring that right hand to the other block. Undo the kickstand of the left foot. And now we find ourselves in a lizard here. So bringing both hands to the inside of the right knee, pressing into the blocks at either level, the tallest, the medium, the lowest. Maybe you don't need the blocks, but again, I'm inviting you to use them. Pressing your palms into the earth, pressing that left heel into the mat, back toes are tucked or untucked. The foot is active regardless. We're just breathing into our hips here. Letting the chest lift up in between the arms, kind of like an up dog or a cobra. 2 more breaths right here. One more inhale. As you exhale, you can remove the blocks from underneath your hands. Heel toe that left foot back in between them. Press into the palms, tuck the back foot, and step back into a down dog here. Shining in and out through the inner thighs. And as you're ready, looking between your hands, bending your knees and hopping or stepping forward in between your hands for a nice forward fold. Inhale, lifting up to a flat back, fingertips on the earth, shins or thighs. Exhale, lowering. And inhale, slowly rising up. Arms come up. Grab the left wrist with the right hand. Let the hips go out towards the left. Finding a nice side stretch. Inhale back through center, grabbing the opposite wrist. Really lifting that right arm up. And then exhale, hips out towards the right. Inhale back through center. Arms reach, 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 reach. And then exhale, hinging at the hips, swan diving forward. Inhale, lifting up to a flat back. Exhale, stepping that right foot back for a nice low lunge, lowering the knee. We're going to inhale, circle the arms up, bending at that right elbow, bringing the right palm in between the shoulder blades and bringing that left hand to help support the right elbow. Our front ankle and knee are in line with each other. We're scissoring the legs together and pressing into that front heel. We're working to keep our lower ribs flush with our torso rather than sticking out. And we breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Unraveling the arms. Exhale, cactus arms down the spine, and then bringing your palms to your block. And then we'll work towards straightening that front leg. The front toes are active. We're working them towards the front shin. Our hips are above the back knee. The front knee is as bent as it needs to be, and you can either stay in stillness here with your hands support, the block supporting you, or you can rock your toes of that front foot from side to side, letting the hips rock as well, and just feeling the gentle stretch and massage it creates for the hamstring. Couple more breaths right here. Hmm. Hmm. Next time you exhale, pause. Inhale, bend into the front knee, pressing your hands into the blocks, lifting your chest, tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, and then stepping forward into forward fold here. Pausing just briefly to feel the fold. With an inhale, slowly rolling up to stand. And when your hips are over your knees and your shoulders are over your hips, begin to bend that left knee. Clasp your hands around the left shin and hug it in. Invite gentle ankle circles. We're really pressing into the standing leg to lift up and out of the pelvis here. The inner thighs and quadriceps are doing a lot of work. And keeping that left knee bent, bringing your hands to your hips, finding a spot to gaze at on the floor. As you exhale, begin to hinge your torso forward and kick that left leg back, toes facing down. The standing leg can be a little bent, the knee. We're really kicking that left foot back into the wall behind it. And as you exhale, begin to bend deeper into that front knee, lowering the back leg as gracefully as you can, finding another low lunge. Beautiful. From here, we are going to take the blocks and we are going to move the right hand, inside, and you'll kickstand the left leg. Beautiful. Inhale, lift that left arm up. Exhale, thread it under the right thigh. Inhale, lift that left arm up. Thread it under. Two more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, threading. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. And then we'll inhale, lift and expand one more time. And then we'll exhale, lower that left hand, undo the kickstand, and find ourselves in a nice lizard yet again on the other side. Back toes can be tucked. And press the tops of the feet into the earth. Whatever works for you. Pressing into the front heel. We're lifting up in the outer hip of that right leg, while we also let the pelvis drop. Chest is lifting up, pressing into the hands. Three more breaths here. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling here. Inhaling once more. And then as you exhale, bring that right knee back to meet your left. And then just switch legs, bringing the left foot forward. You're going to bring the left foot in between the hands. Keep your right hand on the block with an inhale circle. The left arm forward, up, back, painting the horizon. Then just circling your arm with your breath here. Really lifting up and out of that right shoulder by pressing into the right palm. Back toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever serves you. Two more circles. Next time you exhale, bringing that left palm to the other block and then stepping that left knee back to meet the right, keeping the blocks where they are. You can play with this. If it doesn't serve you, don't do it, but bring the forearms to the blocks, keeping your bum above your knees. Find this puppy variation here. Your arms can be slightly bent and your head can just be hanging out. You can rock it from side to side. The forehead, neither the forehead or the chest is going to reach the earth here. If this doesn't feel good in your shoulders or arms, you can just find a nice traditional child's pose by bringing your bum to your heels. Maybe you keep your arms on the blocks with your bum at the heels instead of lifted. Maybe you get rid of the blocks completely. We'll be here for a few breaths. So feel free to play with what nourishes you. Return to your breath. Notice how it's changed. And bring your attention back to your intention here. Noticing how gentle little steps help to create a steady and sturdy foundation to bloom. The less we rush ourselves, the more we'll be able to do. The more we move at our own pace, the more authentically we'll be able to show up. Maybe your brain wants to say, well, we haven't done that much. Yeah, I've done more impressive things than just go from standing to an airplane and to a lunge. But what can we tell our brain? What can we remind our brain to be true with the process of the body and breath by reflecting on nature? Because some days we just grow the roots a little bit. And some days the leaves begin to unfold and a new bud appears on a plant. And some days we flower. Reflect on where you're at. I'd consider today's flow to be a class that nourishes the bud to begin to form a branch tree. If you've got the blocks under your arms, you can gently release them and find a more traditional child's pose. Or you can be like me and you can bend your elbows out to the side, one palm on top of the other, creating a pillow for the forehead, letting the underarms and armpits breathe. One more breath right here. Then inhale, lift your gaze up. If the blocks are still on your mat, move them out of the sides, and you're just going to lengthen your body over your mat and lower your whole torso down, keeping your forearms on the mat, bending your elbows, and either having your palms resting on the mat with your elbows underneath your shoulders, or you can have your hands in prayer, having your palms together, pressing. The pelvis is flush with the mat. The tops of the feet are pressing into the mat. You can stay like this, or if it serves you, you can grab a block, bring it between your hands and let your forehead rest. We're letting our chest and shoulders sink down. And wherever you are, whether your head is lowered or lifted, if you would like to incorporate the legs a little more, you can bend the right knee out to the right, bringing the knee as close to in line with the outer hip as possible, creating like a 90-degree bend in the leg. That right knee will be nice and flexed. And you can just stay breathing in it. The left top of the foot still pressing firmly into the mat. Active legs on both sides. Forearms are gently pressing into the earth, letting the upper back and spine release down. You can just hang out here breathing, or if you'd like a little more activity, if you feel you're at a place for a little more pressure, you can inhale, pressing the palms into the earth and work towards straight. There's no pressure to go. If you do, I would widen out the arms to be a little bit more like as wide as the mat, just to give your shoulders a little more space, but there's no pressure. We'll be here with this side, this knee bent out if it is, for 3 more breaths. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhale. Bring that right knee in line with the right leg, and we're going to briefly lower. So removing the block, creating a pillow with your hands again, forehead to the pillow. Maybe you rock your hips from side to side. Maybe you enjoy the stillness. Hmm. The next time you inhale as you're ready, we'll find Sphinx yet again, bending the elbows, bringing them in line with the shoulders. Maybe you want to support your spine by bringing a block underneath your chest. If you've got anything you got to lift up, you can lift it up and they can rest on the block as well. It makes it even more restorative for your body. And then you can bring your second block under your forehead if you were doing that before and it served you. If you want to keep it more active, keep it active. And if you bent the knee on the other side, now bend that left knee out the side, working towards finding a 90-degree angle there. That left foot is nice and flexed. We're working the left toes towards the shin. Tops of the right feet are pressing into the earth to keep the right leg active. And breathe here. Letting the forehead rest on the block. Maybe you massage it from the edge of the block. Or maybe your head is lifted. Maybe you want to play with pressing into your palms and lengthening your arms, deepening the stretch in the outer left hip, the lower back, the groin, the side body, the entire spine, really. And we'll be here for 4 more breaths. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling for 2, exhaling, inhaling once more. Exhale, releasing the leg first, removing any props you're using, lowering down and either creating a pillow with your hands or letting your arms lengthen back, backs of the hands on the earth, and letting one cheek rest. And just feel your spine coming back to neutral. If you have your shoulders resting and the arms along your torso, reflect on how it felt to let your shoulders release at the beginning of class and how they feel now. Staying here however long it feels good for you, and then when you're ready, I invite you to just flip over onto your back. And when you get to your back, you can bring your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a nice big hug. There's no pressure. If you're like, Dean, I don't really want to move, and I kind of want to just stay right here until I get off the mat, go ahead, stay on your belly. If it serves you, that's beautiful. We all need different kinds of soil to grow, different amounts of sunlight and pressure. If you're on your back with your knees in your chest, you can rock from side to side, massaging your sacrum. Maybe bring your big toes to touch and bring your hands, one hand to each knee, and create circles with the knees, spreading them out and around and back together, keeping the feet touching. The next time your knees come into your chest, just allow them to fall to one side together, finding a nice side stretch here, arms out in the T. Maybe you bring the hand on the side of the body that the knees are on to the top of the knees and thighs to help deepen the stretch. Whatever we're doing, we want the opposite shoulder to be pressing into the earth. So whatever shoulder is not the side the knees are on, we want it to stay flush with the earth as much as possible. And then as you're ready, your own pace, your own breath, you can find a twist on the other side, bringing the knees into center and then letting them fall. The closer your knees are to your armpits, the more intense the stretch will be. You can play with that in your own body. Pressing the opposite shoulder into the mat. Maybe you move your gaze towards that shoulder as well. Maybe your gaze is up towards the sky. As you exhale, when you're ready, you bring your knees back in towards your chest. Give them a little squeeze and find a nice happy baby, lifting the soles of your feet up to the earth and grabbing either the inner or outer arches, the feet, or big toes, working the knees towards the earth and the armpits and kicking the feet up. You want the tailbone flush with the mat here. You can rock from side to side or feel stillness in your happy baby. You can play with lengthening one leg out, other. You're nice and flexed. Maybe you play with lengthening both legs and rocking from side to side. And exhale, keeping your hands on your feet. Bring the soles of your feet together, working the knees away from you and pulling the feet towards you, getting a nice stretch from the arms and the pecs as well as the inner thighs and legs. Floating Baddha Konasana. Next time you exhale, keeping your knees bent, lowering the soles of your feet onto the earth, bringing your feet about hips distance apart in the heels so that you could brush them with your fingertips. And grabbing a block, and inhale, pressing into your feet, lifting your tailbone up and sliding a block underneath your sacrum at either the lowest, at actually any level that serves you. Is it the highest level serves you? Go ahead and take it. That would be more like holding or full bridge pose, as if you weren't using the props and you were just pressing into your arms. Wherever you are, breathe into your bridge. If you are at the highest level, it does feel good to work your shoulders underneath your body and press in and down and lift up in the chest. We're pressing into our heels and scissoring the thighs towards each other, regardless of the level of the block, to keep the legs from splaying out. If you would like to have a more active bridge, you can always remove the prop, clasp your hands together and lift up. Wherever you are, we'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more big inhale here. Top of the inhale, press into your feet, remove the block, and as you exhale, slowly lower your torso down. Keeping the knees bent, the soles of the feet on the earth, just steel toe your feet wider, farther apart from each other, and then with your own breath at your own pace, windshield wipe your feet, legs from side to side. As you're ready, you can find Shavasana. Unless any other stretches or things call for you, if you feel called to do a shoulder stand, gentle legs up the wall, or any stretches, go for it. This is your time. If you're ready for rest, You can use any props under your knees, your neck, grab a blanket. Just lay out your feet, arms out, shoulders, spreading down the back, releasing any control or thought of the breath, and let your body release. You can stay in the Shavasana however long it serves you. Whenever you're ready, you can start to bring a little movement in your body. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's such an honor to hold this space for you. I'm grateful for your presence in the portal. See you next time.